Hello everyone, this is 4th of October and we are going to cover all the important questions for the day along with many additional facts at the end. So pay your attention till the end, and to get PDF of all these videos you can join us on Telegram by writing the channel's name Students Point, and you can also follow us on Instagram by writing the username The Students Point. And if you are finding the video useful, don't forget to like the video and do share the video with your friends and loved ones. Let's begin now. Here is a question for the day and everyone has to try to answer this question in the comment section. The question is, Operation My Saheli has been launched by, read the options very carefully and then answer. Let's begin. The first question, Wildlife Week is being celebrated during, so it is being celebrated during 1st and 8th of October. So here 8B is the right answer. And Wildlife Week celebrated every year. The annual theme of the campaign is to promote preservation of fauna, and Wildlife Week was conceptualized in 1952 with the overall goal of raising awareness to serve the long-term goal of safeguarding the lives of wildlife through critical actions. Next question now. China has set target to become carbon net zero emitter by, so China has set the target of 2060 by which it aims to become carbon net zero emitter. President Xi Jinping, while he was addressing a meeting of United Nations General Assembly, he promised that China would become carbon net zero emitter by 2060. And net zero emission means it is a state in which countries' emissions are compensated by absorptions and removal of greenhouse gases from the atmosphere. How can this be possible? Say if you are emitting CO2 from your industries, your vehicles, you have to plant trees, and that much trees should be planted which can absorb all those CO2s so that net emission can be neutralized and it can be reached to zero. So China has promised to reach it to by 2060. What is the significance of China's this commitment? See, China is the world's largest emitter of greenhouse gases. It accounts for almost 30% of the global emissions. So you can imagine the level of emission of greenhouse gases in China. It accounts for 30% of the total emission of the world, and it is more than the combined emissions of US, European Union and India. So if we total the globe carbon dioxide emission and other emissions of greenhouse gases by US, EU and India, then also China will account more than the combined emission of these three economies. And so far European Union was the only big emitter to have committed itself to reach to a net zero emission status by 2050. Next question now. Exercise Bongo Sagar recently in news refers to, so it refers to naval exercise between India and Bangladesh. Why in news? Because the second edition of this bilateral naval exercise between India and Bangladesh Navy has started last year on 3rd of October, and in this exercise ships from both navies will participate in surface warfare drills, seamanship evolutions and helicopter operations. And this exercise will be followed by third edition of India and Bangladesh Coordinated Patrol, which is in short called as CORPAT, in Northern Bay of Bengal from 4th of October to 5th of October, wherein India and Bangladesh units will undertake joint patrolling along with the International Maritime Boundary Line. Next question now. Consider the following statements about CBD oil. You must have heard this word CBD oil in recent news. See, CBD oil is an extract from cannabis plant. This statement is correct. So it is considered to be illegal if anyone is possessing this CBD oil. And CBD oil, it has two main active substances, which are cannabidiol, in short called as CBD, or delta 9 tetrahydrocannabinol, or in short called as THC. So you have to remember that it has two active substances which are CBD and THC. Just remember this, CBD and THC. So here both of the statements are correct, so C is the right answer. And the high that is caused by consumption of cannabis is because of THC, while CBD does not cause any high or any form of intoxication. And cannabidiol can reduce pain and anxiety. It also reduces psychotic symptoms associated with conditions such as schizophrenia as well as epilepsy. And there is no any research or evidence, scientific based evidence to prove that the CBD oil can reduce and treat cancer. And CBD oil manufactured under license issued by Drugs and Cosmetics Act 1940 can be used legally in the country. Halaki in India there are very very less prevalence of use of medicines made from cannabis. Recently, it was in news because recently late actor Irfan Khan's wife Sutapa Sikdar has made an appeal to legalize CBD oil in India for its potential to treat cancer. However, we have lack of scientific evidences to prove that it can be potential to treat cancers. Her appeal followed the criticism of actor Riya Chakrabarti after it was reported that she had administered CBD oil used as a pain relief for some to Sushant Singh Rajput when he was alive. See, anytime when you see any news, don't see that news from a layman's perspective. Common man will always look at the news from a common man perspective. But if you are preparing for higher level of examinations, you have to look examinations from an active citizen, also from a student point of view, because in examination they tend to check that whether you remain aware or not about the ongoing scenarios. So they will not ask that who died or who did not died, how he died or how one not died. They will ask about the legal perspective related to that news. So that is why it is important for you to remain aware and know the related aspects which can be asked in the examinations. Next question now, what is the length of Atal Tunnel? See, in my perspective, this question is very important. In any of the examination, upcoming examination, you may expect that they will specifically ask the height of this tunnel. So remember it, don't forget and don't confuse. The height of this tunnel is 9.02 km. This tunnel has lot of relevance, strategic importance for India, and it is the longest high altitude tunnel. So since here the height of this tunnel is 9.02 km, A is the right answer, and the tunnel is 8 meter wide and the overhead clearance is 5.525 meters. It was built at a cost of rupees 3,300 crores. The tunnel is located in the Pir Panjal range of Himalayas under Rohtang Pass, and it is built above height of 3,000 meters. The features of this tunnel include it has an auto incident detection system with CCTV cameras installed at every 250 meters, and the tunnel has also evacuation lighting at every 25 meters. It monitors the air quality at every 60 meters. And the tunnel includes an emergency escape tunnel with emergency exit at every 500 meters, and it has installed telephones at every 150 meters and fire hydrant at every 60 meters. So in case of emergency, it will have an emergency escape at every 500 meters so that easily personnel can be evacuated from those emergency escape tunnels. And recently Prime Minister Modi has inaugurated it. It is the world's longest high altitude tunnel located at Rohtang. Next question now, consider the following statements about Shipping Corporation of India, SCI. Let's see. SCI is a central public sector enterprise that operates and manages vessels that services both national and international lines. This statement is correct, and SCI was established on 2nd of October 1961 by the amalgamation of Eastern Shipping Corporation and the Western Shipping Corporation. This is also correct. So here again C is the right answer. And SCI was awarded prestigious Navratna status by Indian government in 2008. In November 2019, Government of India decided that it will be privatized. Its headquarters is in Mumbai. And recently, Union Minister for Shipping has launched Diamond Jubilee celebration of SCI on the occasion of its foundation day. And SCI has completed 59 years. Next question now. Consider the following statements about Ayush Create project. Ayush Create project was initiated by Ministry of Ayush in 2018. This is right. And its purpose is to create a comprehensive IT backbone for the entire sector. This is also right. So here again C is the right answer. And recently the operational integration of Ayush Create has been endorsed or merged with National Digital Health Mission, and the decision was taken by a high level meeting which was chaired by Secretary of Ministry of Ayush. Next question now, which state has topped in Swachh Bharat Awards 2020 in state category? So this list has been topped by Gujarat in state category. So here D is the right answer. The awards were conferred to the best performing states and UTs, districts, blocks, gram panchayats and others in various categories. This marks the 6 years of Swachh Bharat mission launch. The award was given by Department of Drinking Water and Sanitation. So what were the awards and which state UTs got this award? Let's see. Gujarat was given the first prize in state category, while Tirunelveli, based in Tamil Nadu, has been given the best district award. Kachorod in Ujjain in MP has been recognized as the best block, and Chinnor in Salem has been recognized as the best Gram Panchayat for Swachh Sundar Samudayik Shauchalaya campaign organized from 1st of November 2019 till 30th of April 2020. And for the week-long Gandgi Se Mukt campaign launched by Prime Minister on 8th of August 2020, Telangana has received the top award for maximum Shramdan participation. So remember this state name as well. Telangana has got this award in week-long campaign Gandgi Se Mukt for contributing maximum Shramdan participation. And if you have found the video useful till now, do like the video and do share the video with your friends and loved ones. Next question now. Consider the following statements about confronting carbon inequality. Now here you are going to get very important facts and data, so pay your attention. Oxfam International and Stockholm International Institute SEI has released this report, Confronting Carbon Inequality. So this statement is correct, and it highlights that a rich person contributes more to climate crisis than a poor person. This is also correct. So basically it means to say that rich person emits more greenhouse gases and carbon emissions than a poor person. So here again C is the right answer. And data analysis, it has done the data analysis from 1990 to 2015. It has found that cumulative emissions, the richest 1% of humanity accounted for 15% of the cumulative emissions, while the poorest 50% accounted only for 7% of the total emission, while the richest 10% depleted global carbon budget by 31%, while the poorest 50% used only 4% of the carbon budget. And about half of the emission of the richest 10% are associated with North America and European Union. And an Indian emitted on just 1.97 tons of CO2 annually, while Americans and Canadians both emitted well over 16 tons of carbon dioxide. So you can see the difference. So it does not mean that we also start emitting equal to them, otherwise this earth will become uninhabitable. The point here to note that the living standard between both these countries differs a lot. In India, we lack a standard living conditions. That is why we don't use the products which are being used by citizens in Canada and US. That is why emission level in India is quite lower than those living in US and Canada. And even if we compare the emissions by top 10% rich population in India to the top 10% rich population in US, then also the difference is vast. For instance, the per capita CO2 emissions of the richest 10% of Indians were just 4.4 tons in 2018, while those who were richest in top 10% in America were emitting 52.4 tons. So India will have to continue sustainable development so that our living standard improves, but we don't emit such a level of carbon emissions which other countries are emitting. And Oxfam is a global organization with affiliates in 20 countries working towards to end the injustices of poverty. And SCI is an international non-profit research and policy organization. Its purpose is to promote sustainability in policy making. Now let's see some more points in news. The Union Minister of Jal Shakti Gajendra Singh has launched 100 Days campaign. The campaign aims to provide piped water supply to schools and Anganwadi centers. Next point now. UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson will hold talks with President of European Commission Ursula von der Leyen. So this news was not very much important, but still I have taken just to tell the President of European Commission is Ursula von der Leyen. The discussion was in order to discuss the current post-Brexit negotiation and steps that needs to be taken forward. Next point now. Northrop Grumman has launched their next Cygnus vehicle named after SS Kalpana Chawla. This was named as SS Kalpana Chawla and an Antares rocket for the NG-14 mission to the International Space Station. Northrop Grumman, it is a corporation in America, and it work in defense technology and aerospace. Cygnus NG-14. It was earlier called as CRS OA-14. It is the 15th flight of this company. However, it is the 14th flight of this company flying to International Space Station. So I hope you find the video useful. Do like and do share the video. Subscribe and press the bell icon. Wait for the upcoming video. Until then, stay safe and thanks for watching.